the movie begins, and a child, Reed, is shown in class, who is expressing his goals. He says, "I want to become someone who can teleport myself anywhere, at any time, and I am also working on a similar device." Then the teacher says to him, "Leave the world of imagination and tell me again tomorrow what you want to become." There was also a boy named Ben in his class who had a big fight with his older brother. As night falls, Ben hears a sound. Going to his junkyard, Reed is stealing his electronic device. Now, Ben could punish Reed for this theft, but that electronic device belonged to his brother, who would beat him. So he gives it to him? Here, a good friendship develops between them, and they both start building that machine together. Then it's seen that a few years have passed, and they have both grown up. One day, a science exhibition is held in their school, where they also take their machine. Everyone was making fun of their device. Suddenly, two people appear there. Among them, the girl's name is Susan. That man says to her, "I want to give you a scholarship." Reed was very happy to hear this, so they are very excited. Then he goes there for studies. One day, he is in the library, and Susan is also there. He starts telling her about a book. Then it's seen that the professor who provided the scholarship to Reed demands a fair thing from the professor who provides the funds in return. "Then we will be able to help your firm." Then the professor tells them about his student's device. "This will benefit you greatly." There's also a boy named Victor, and the professor takes him to Reed. And Susan is also there. He tells them, "Combine the efforts of all three and work on this project." Here, it's revealed that Victor hates this world, and he wanted the destruction of the world. He's also here because he was interested in Susan. On the other hand, it's seen that the professor's son, Johnny, is driving his father's car, and he damages his father's car in an accident. In return, the professor asks him to join the children's project group with them. Then the four of them start working on that project. Meanwhile, it's seen that a deep friendship had developed between Reed and Susan, and Victor was jealous seeing this. The project is completely finished, and they chose an ape to experiment with using this device. Their plan also included reviving that ape after it was launched into space. But the financer of this project suggests, why not? NASA should be involved in this. But no one agrees to this because this way the credit for this project will go to NASA. They say, "The world remembers the man who first stepped on the moon, but no one knows who built the spaceship that took that man there. First, the three of us will go to another world, so that the world remembers us. We will be the first humans to step into another world." And you can also include NASA's efforts in this later. Reed wanted to take Ben with him because both friends had struggled hard together for many years. When the four of them reach there and start planting their flag, they see a green light that was inside its surface, and it started spreading in its surrounding area. Now it's seen that Victor starts putting his hand into that green lava substance. As a result, that lava explodes, and the four of them start running away, but Victor falls into that substance. Now the three try to return, but the spaceship is not getting any signals. Seeing them, Susan helps them so that they can somehow return to Earth. When they reach there, the radiation from space also lands on Earth with them. Susan is also affected by it. Now various supernatural powers had entered them, and they were tied up at one place. Freeing his hand, Reed goes to Ben, but he sees that Ben has completely transformed into a stone man. Reed says to him, "I will bring things back to their normal form." Then the financiers of this project arrive there. They say, "We will bring you back, but in return, you will have to take care of us." Then they train the three of them for a year. These financiers wanted to build their own army, so they were building a quantum gate, and they choose Johnny as a warrior. Susan goes to the professor and tells him about this, but he doesn't want any fight on his son's behalf. Then he requests Susan call Reed back so that he can come here and help us. But they were angry with Reed, who had left them behind and ran away. But the professor gets disappointed here and says, "Take care to some extent. Johnny is your brother. Do you hope for his death in a war?" Then Susan gets emotional and starts searching for him. And fortunately, she knows about his location. Susan asks them for help, saying, "We have to bake a cake." So he helps Reed in baking the cake. Now it's seen that some scientists have gone to that world and they find Victor there. Then they bring Victor back with them. They asked him, "How did you survive for so long?" He says to them, "There were radiations that kept my life safe. Along with this, I was also getting strength." The spacesuit they wore before going into space had turned into a steel suit, which had completely covered his body. Victor says, "I wanted to start my life, and I don't care if this world gets destroyed for it." Then he starts violently beating the people standing near him, and he also reaches that quantum gate along with it. The professor explained in detail, "You can also live with us," but he kills the professor and picks up the quantum gate and flies into another world. Going to another world, Victor starts pulling everything from this world. Then it's seen that all 4 of them go to another world using another route, and they start fighting him. And they beat Victor there. They had achieved success in their mission. And part 3 of the movie also ends on this scene.